Hi everybody, it's Kim from the Excited Bull podcast. This is not going to be my normal podcast. I haven't done my normal podcast in like a year or two, or longer, unsure. It's been a while. I do have some plans to get back to that, but anyway, that's not today. Today is a video on how to do what I am calling a circle chain. And this is for my Spreading Some Cheer Through Yarn Bombing group on Facebook. If you're interested in joining us, I'll have a link in the description box down below. We're mainly focused in Norman, Oklahoma, where I live. And we're going to be trying to yarn bomb some places around town, some neighborhoods, some businesses, maybe, things like that. To help spread some cheer while people are stuck inside, while all of this scary stuff is going on. So I just thought some bright, happy yarn bombing would cheer everybody up. This is also something, though, I may continue after the pandemic has passed. We will see. So for our first target is a local restaurant here in Norman called the Service Station. They have a tree outside of their business that was yarn bombed years ago. I'm not quite sure how long ago it was. I had a friend who requested this yarn bomb because she works at the service station and she really thought it would be nice to revitalize the old yarn bomb. Because it's Oklahoma, we have a lot of sun, we have a lot of moisture, so the yarn bomb has faded and has gotten a little drab. So in keeping with the picture that she sent me from its original placement, I guess we'll call it, I created this. I mean, I say I created this pattern, it's fairly generic. If someone else has done it, I'm not trying to rip anybody off, I'm not selling this, I'm not doing anything like that. But I'm calling it the circle chain, and we're going to do a little how-to on how to make this so that my group can get started and we can yarn bomb this tree and then pick a next target and try some different patterns and spread some joy. All right. Okay. So I'll be using in both my chain and in our demonstration today some Red Heart Super Saver in the Orchid colorway and some I Love This Yarn in the Gray Mist colorway. Both these skeins were donated by a friend who was downsizing and didn't want as much yarn in her house, and it was so serendipitous that it fell right when I had started this project. So we're going to start with Magic Circle. I looked at a lot of different videos. I feel like a lot of people try and make this more complicated than it is. It's really quite simple. I just lay the yarn across, and then I go around the back, and like that, right? Be a lot better if my camera would focus. Okay, let's see if it'll do that now. So, we'll start over. Across the top, use the thumb, wrap it around, and then move the thumb to where both strands are. So now you have two strands on the front and kind of one in the back and then your tail. So then I'll take my hook, which I didn't go over, but I'm using a size K or 10.5 or a 6.5 millimeter. And so we're going to go in under both threads. And I just kind of use my pointer finger and hold it there. And then pinch it so you have both threads, and I kind of use my pinky to stretch the circle out, and I pull that through. It's really finicky, y'all. You will drop all of it 100 times before you get it that first time, but then once you get it, it makes a lot more sense. And then you just tug this little tail and see how it closes that circle? Nice, right? So that's our chain one. And then I kind of will stick middle ring and pinky in there. And go around both strands. So we're working on the side that has both strands. So you'll see I have one side that's got both and one side that has just one strand. So then that's one single crochet. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you'll see I'm kind of getting stretched out here. This just happens as you go. Some people I think like to work it while it's big. I like to kind of tighten my circle up. Just makes it a little easier to work in, I think. So you just pull on that little extra strand and then make sure that you're still going around both strands. I think we were on 4, so that's 5, 6, 7. Make sure those strands stay together. 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so we're going to double check because I lose count sometimes, all the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. That never happens. Alright, so then we have our working yarn and we have that little tail, right? And we're going to just pull that little tail in, nice and snug. Oh. Get our hook back in our live stitch. Alright, now we have, that's our chain, and so this is our first stitch. So we're going to squish that hook into that first stitch, and we're going to slip through both. Right? So there's round 1. Now you can leave this circle a little more open. You can try and find that tail again, and you can pull it a little tighter, fully acknowledging though, no, see I got a little less opening now. If you pull on this tail too hard, you can break the yarn, and then it's not the end of the world, it just won't be as secure because you haven't secured this tail really yet. So if you snap it off inside there, it's probably going to unravel after a bit, but okay. So round 2 starts with chain 1, chain 2, and then we're going to go right into this base where we are. It's going to be a little tight. There we go. We're going to double crochet right into there. And then, so that gives us the 1. We're going to double crochet into the next one, and then double crochet into the next one again. And we're going to do that all the way around. So we had 10. See, my circle loosened up. It just happens. At the end when we weave it in, we can kind of secure it better. Anyway, sorry, distracted. So we had 10 single crochets. In the first one, we're only going to have 1 double. So that's 1 there, and then 2 in the other 9. So that gives us 19 double crochets. So it's 2 in there. It's kind of helpful for making me slow down that I'm doing this through my phone's screen, because that's how this filming setup is working, is that I'm not actually looking at my crochet, I'm looking at my phone, which is showing me my crochet. So it does make it a smidge harder for me to see things sometimes. So it makes me move a little slower, which is good, because sometimes I crochet too fast. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. So we're just going around and doing the double crochet all the way around. And see, I'm kind of checking because I don't pay attention the best. And so I kind of will pull it apart and I'll see, okay, I did 2 there. I did 2 there. So I move into the next one. I check, okay, so I only did 1. Did 2. 2. There's 2. Oh, we're almost done with this round. Okay. So let's check. Pull that along. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, come on, 17, 18, 19. So we have the right number of stitches. So we'll grab that live stitch again, and we will go right into that first one, pull through, so we slip stitched in. Look at how much that opened. Okay, so for our last round in our first circle, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my belching. I had a Dr. Pepper. Well, I'm having a Dr. Pepper because why not? Right? Chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into the base there, like that. And then so it's 1 there, and then into this one we do 1, 2 single crochets, and so then it's 1, 2, and around we go. And I'm just gonna kind of go as fast as I can, just because probably I've gotten the idea at this point that it's just 2 in each crochet. And I think my timer is about to run out on my video. So yeah, fun story. For some reason, my phone decided that 10 minutes was all I needed. They were wrong. So we are back at it, and I'm still just checking. So I got 2 single crochets there, 2 single crochets there, and we're still just going around. So you didn't miss anything in that couple seconds it took me to realize that the timer had stopped moving. Okay. So this yarn's being a little splitty. There we go. Alright, y'all. And I do expect, especially from my Spreading Some Cheer through Yarn Bombing group, if this video is not helpful or you couldn't see or understand something, please let me know in the comments either here on YouTube or on Facebook, and we will get it sorted out, y'all, because this is my first go at these kind of videos. I've always just done more like vlog podcast type things. So for how-tos, I am learning right along with everybody. So we're getting there. Let's see. So we had 19 stitches from the last round. We put 1 in the first stitch and then 2 in all of the others. So that's 18 plus 18, so 36 plus 1, 37. So we should have 37 at the end of this. So pull that long and let's check. All right. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I'm making it look like I know how to do this, which is awesome. So just tighten that back up and slip into the top of that first stitch we pulled through, pull through. Okay, and so since we're going to pretend like I haven't done these yet, this is my very first one, we are going to cut this yarn. Wow, this is harder to do through the phone. Okay, get those out of the way. And then I like to just kind of pull through like that. And then put it through like that. And tug it down. And now it's tied in a knot. So, what we can do with this tail is I will just take my hook and kind of find a spot that'll shove it through. It really is not super picky because this is just yarn bombing. It's not anything super fancy. And then find a stitch close to it that I can shove through. Sorry y'all, I gotta take it back so I can see where I'm at. What did I just do? There it is. Okay, so I shouldn't have pulled it all the way through. There we go. So I wanted to make a loop like that so that I could slide that in through and then slide that bit through. And just pull it all snug so that I have a knot there. And that should keep that hole from opening back up any wider. So that is yarn bomb or circle number 1. So we're going to switch from the orchid to the gray mist. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to start there, pin it, wrap it, pin it, take our hook. Don't let everything go. Okay, try it again. Take our hook, go through, and pin it with that finger. Okay, so 2 strands there. Grab that working yarn. Hold it. Get that pinky in there to hold that circle open. Chain 1. First round is the worst all of the time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's tug this closed, or close-ish. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tug that tail closed. It really is like magic, y'all. They named that so appropriately. Let my focus catch up. Make sure I'm working with the working yarn and not my tail. Find that first stitch. Slip it through there and slip it through there. Round 1. Okay, so we chain 1, chain 2, and squish back into this base. Double up, double crochet. I shouldn't start just making words up. And then it's 1, 2, I went a little tight on this round. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Alright, we're coming up on that 10-minute timer again, so hopefully it doesn't cut me off. If it does, I will be back after a small little blip of me cussing at my phone, because we don't need to hear me doing that. So, almost there. You're just checking. Oh, see? That's why I had to check, because I started doubting. And I was right to, because I had only done 1 double crochet in that stitch. See? So I had 2 there, and then I only had 1. So I went back. And really, it's yarn bombing, y'all. It's not a garment. It's nothing that's going to have to fit something specifically. Hold on. So if you miss a stitch and you like back here and you're over here, don't worry that hard about it. Like it really, I put stitch counts and all of that because I know people like them. This kind of project, it's really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary to be overly picky. Because it just, so we're going to slip into that first double and slip through there. Because it just, I don't know. This is the time to set perfectionism aside, both in the yarn bombing and just in life. We are in the middle of something that's pretty huge and kind of scary. And perfectionism is only going to add more stress to your life. So don't stress. Don't stress, right? Like, that's just so easy to say. Just try and not get hung up on keeping everything perfect. Not every meal you make has to be Instagram worthy. Your house doesn't have to be clean. I can guarantee you right now, my house is not clean. Not like tidy and like where guests could come over. I've been working from home since Tuesday, and yeah, I just have been making my little nest because we're not having guests over really, and I just don't have an excuse to really worry about it. And I am one of those types. I like to kind of make a nest where I've got like the books I'm reading right now and the crafts I'm working on right now just kind of near me in my spots around the house. I just like to have them. It kind of makes me feel safe, makes me feel nice. Anyway, I'm rambling because we're just single crocheting, 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around for round 3. And we are nearing the end where I will show you the 1 change from circle 1 to circle 2. So, see, here's the beginning. If you are noticing you're having trouble spotting the beginning, after you make that first stitch, if you want to put a safety pin in that top of that first stitch, if you want to put, like, cut off this bit of purple yarn and put it in this gray one so that it kind of stands out to you, we typically will call that a stitch marker. For anybody who's a little newer, I like them for a lot of things, But with my crochet, I tend to not feel like I need them as much, but that's me. And crochet was my first crafty language. So we've slipped into that first stitch, right? So in circle 1, that was where we stopped. We pulled through and we were done. Well, this is circle 2. And so for every circle after circle 1, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, right now it doesn't matter. We don't have to pick or make sure we're doing anywhere particular. So I'm just going to pick this stitch. And we're going to go through both legs of that stitch. Yarn over. See, it kind of looks like a mess. And we're going to pull through just there. And then we're going to pull through both loops. Right? So now we have a single crochet there. So then I'm going to go over here to this next stitch on my gray circle. And then I'm going to go into my next stitch on my purple circle. We're going to pull through both of them and we're going to crochet. So we're making a single crochet kind of join. So through the next gray stitch, through the next purple stitch, yarn comes all the way through, and a single crochet, and then one more into the gray, into the purple. Make sure and pick up both legs, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. All right, and now they're joined together. So find my scissors, snip that, and we'll do that same kind of where we pull through and then we pull through. There we are. Then we can do that little knot here. So pick a spot. We're going to do it right this time. We're going to leave a loop up. So I'll kind of pinch it there, pull through the tail. So that way I leave that loop that I was looking for last time. Go to the next stitch over. We don't have to leave a loop on that side. Okay. In you go. And then in you go. And pull it snug. And there we go. We got lots of tails right now. You can kind of weave them in, or like you can kind of see here on the ones I already had done. I just made sure the knots were really, I kind of wove them in a little more and then just made sure the knots were really secure. And then I just cut them off because, again, it's yarn bombing. So what I've been saying is to do as long or as short as you want. If you just want to make little 4-circle chains like this and then start a new one and then do another 4-circle and start a new one, that's totally fine. If you want to make a whole bunch all at once, I would say to try to not go longer than 4 feet, which, yeah, 4, because my little tripod here is about 12 inches wide, and this is about 12 inches, so 4 is about a foot. So if you wanted to do 16 all together, that would probably be good. But anything bigger than that, it's going to be really hard for us when we're wrapping it around the tree and trying to tie it up. So that is our circle chain. When we're doing the yarn bombing, we'll just take like this loose end and this loose end, and we'll probably just sew them together as we're attaching it to the tree. So that is my circle chain pattern for spreading some cheer through yarn bombing. Feel free, even if you don't want to join the group and participate in our Norman yarn bombing, if you just want to take this and yarn bomb and spread some cheer in your own community, have fun with it. I look forward to seeing all of your pictures. Haven't checked if the hashtag's used, but let's try the hashtag spreading some cheer through yarn bombing. I will put that in the description down below as well. So, everyone, I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. And look for my future Crochet 101 videos, because I do have a few new crocheters who want to see the basics. So, till next time. Bye.